I'm one of the strongest men to ever walk the earth.
I love Caesar salad.
The show is called The Husky Boys. There's the two thinnest men in the world, and they come on and talk about things every week. Hey, Robert.
Buddy.
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 How you doing?
How you doing, guy?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm still in Texas. I'm still in Austin. I'm gonna do some shows tonight, and then I'm gonna do your mom's house tomorrow and first date tomorrow, and then I'm done promoting things out here in Texas.
You know what's funny is I am a fan of your mom's house. I've been listening to it for a while. But when you hear somebody new saying it, the joke of the idea, your mom's house, that's the joke of that really comes across well. Because you started and you're like, I'm doing your mom. And I was like, what are you saying?
Yeah, come on. Leave my mom out of this. That's right.
Well, is it hot and humid as hell over there right now?
It is. It's actually not as bad as I was expecting it to be. Yeah. And I'm wearing this shirt that somebody gave me last week in Dallas. I thought it was I got to go wear that shirt because it's kind of a good saying. So.
Yeah. That's true.
I think it's just bad decisions make horrible divorces.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah. Bad decisions make your money go away and your dogs.
I think bad choices are kind of like for you, it's like your observational dream. You know what I mean? Hanging out around all this stuff. What do we got? Is that protein or is that coffee?
Dude. So what I do is I take a Fairlife, right?
What's that?
Like a Core Power, sorry, Core Apparel.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I know. Yes.
And then I mix a Coke Zero in with it, and I make myself a root beer, kind of a float. And it tastes awesome.
It sounds good.
It's really good.
Floats. I never thought of doing that either.
If you get the like a root beer zero sugar too,
they're so good.
What do you add? You add the two together?
Oh yeah,
protein, geez.
That's a good move. I'm looking to switch things up too. Like it's stuff gets the same forever.
Yeah, you sound like you got a cold.
Adding it to my. I do have a cold. I'm like at the end where you got the wet lung, and it's like everything's sagging down in your chest. But I don't ever get sick, and then whenever I get a little tiny bit sick, I turn into the biggest pussy in the world. I love it. I'm such a pussy. When I'm sick, I'm like, nah. I am.
Flip that out, Emmy. Flip that part out where he says, "I'm such a pussy." Flip that out.
But I'm like a Cartman, but like a lazy. Not like I'm gonna go be mean to everyone else, but I like his relationship with his mom. It's like that. It's very much.
Mom, bring me cheesy poops. Yeah. I understand.
Once.
How does your lady deal with it?
Oh, she's way tougher. She's from Texas. She's like I don't even know how to describe. She's leaps and bounds stronger than I am dealing with that kind of stuff. I don't know what it is with dudes and girls. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's the motherly thing or whatever. I don't know. But guys that I know, like they all get sick and they take it like the worst you could, like whining and complaining.
I also think guys spread it way more than women.
Oh, like, you'll see me on the pod. I'll be blowing boogers all over the place. Like I'm a mess, man.
You're a fucking super spreader.
It's embarrassing, honestly.
I love it.
That's all.
So did you still work out while you were sick or what?
I think that's what made it worse. I got a little sick. Everybody in the house got sick in succession. So like it started with my boy. I think it was his birthday party. Everybody's licking everything at the arcade. It's like, but after that, he wasn't really bad. It looked like it was going to be like a day thing. And then he played his last football game. Of course, when you play a game, I'm sorry for the listeners that hear that. That's probably so gross. Hearing me cough. But if you play a sport when you're sick, there's like a lot of different legends of Michael Jordan's sick game or Wayne Gretzky
Right, yeah.
and all that stuff. There's stuff like that. But afterward, your body plummets. You just dump and you get the way sicker than you would have if you would obviously just stayed home and rested. That's why they tell you to rest, right? But so that when he got sicker is when I got sick, and I thought it was going to be nothing. And then I went and arm wrestled Sunday night. I do with a couple different people, but I blew too much energy, and then like the next morning I woke up and like my whole nose, throat, everything. So that was Sunday, and today is Tuesday. So this is hopefully the end of it. It's like, I mean, I never ever I'll get sick once every 4 or 5 years, but
once every 4 or 5 years, Robert will get sick and he falls apart like it's the sickness of the decade. And he still has his coffee and he boogers all over the place. And
there's boogers everywhere.
Do you sleep a lot when you're sick?
I used to. I used to sleep a lot all the time. Anyways, when especially college, just because I was a kid. But then in strongman, like you beat the shit out of yourself. So like I'd sleep. I could easily sleep 12 hours and then take a 3-hour nap in the middle of that day that I got, like easy, regularly.
Well, that's the point. You're like you're refreshing. People don't realize we're basically like Teslas, right? You got to charge that battery, and then you go. Then you got to charge that battery. And some of our batteries just aren't as good as other people's, and we have to recharge them more. So,
well, like for me now, I'm more. I get sleep, but like it's way more depending on timing and stuff like that. Like I can't sleep more than 8 hours, more like 8.5. If I do, my back, I'll have knots and shit. I'm not used to laying. This is old man talk right here. You know this.
This is absolutely old man talk. You can't sleep as long. You pee more during the night. Like when I get up,
I haven't gotten there yet. I'm
really
around the corner.
I'm at that point where sometimes I sleep the whole night and sometimes I pee twice a night. Like it's weird. It's crazy. I was like, you're just like, woo, good night. Woo, woo, good night. So
and so you're around the corner from pissing by accident. I'm around the corner from getting up to piss.
Oh fuck!
Don't worry.
Pissing by accident.
That's a good place to be. That's a good spot. You know, you get the rubber sheets.
Yeah. If you're living, it's a good place to be.
Yeah. I can't wait to get to be the guy on like the level after pissing by accident. You get to be, we wear a bathrobe all day. You stand on your lawn and yell at kids. Like that's if I can get a small dog.
Kids.
Yes, I can't wait to get to yell at kids and nobody can get like right now. If I yell at kids, somebody will call the cops. I'll go real trouble probably. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Oh, that's disgusting.
He's sick. Robert's real sick. But he won't get. He said, "I'm going to still do the podcast. I'm going to push on through." We got a great guest today. Chris Candy's here. He's got his resume is super long. He also has a story of his father that he's going to tell us. We talk about our family a lot here, and I think he's going to have a great story that I think is going to make people happy and sad at the same time. So I can't wait to hear his whole story and stuff like that. So
super.
Do you know who his father is?
Yeah, he was the lead bass for Kiss, right?
Yeah, sorry. Well, we got him coming in. Yeah, no.
Yes, John Candy.
John Candy was his father, and they have a new documentary coming out. And he's going to tell us all about it. Let's get our guest Chris Candy out here, and we'll have a chat with him. Oh, hello! Our guest today just got back from the Toronto Film Festival, the TFF. and he has a documentary coming out. He's a director, an actor, and Wednesday nights you can hear him on the radio here in the Los Angeles area. Please welcome Chris Candy. Hello, Chris.
Hello. Hey guys.
Nice,
It's actually
nice to see you,
TIFF.
buddy.
It's TI, the TIFF, Toronto
I
International
forgot
Film
it's
Festival.
Canadian. They love to throw that international. They just don't want everybody thinking, oh, we're having some films come in from Saskatchewan. They want everybody to think
Yeah.
it's international. Forgot.
It's
Sorry,
funny.
buddy.
Yeah, there's actually another TIFF. It's very Canadian of them. They have two TIFFs, and I've heard stories of people thinking they submit their film to the one TIFF and it ends up going to the other TIFF, and
Thunder Bay
they have a
International
TIFF.
Film Festival.
Yeah, exactly.
How
Thanks
was
for
it?
having me, guys. It was awesome. Yeah, it was I was up there for like 2 weeks. I actually had two movies that were up there, and this was like the first time in my career that I've ever had this much kind of activity going on up there. But I acted in a movie called Adulthood that was directed by Alex Winter, and Josh Gad's in that movie.
Mhm.
And I had like a small part in that. And so when John Candy, I Like Me got in, then I found out that got in. So it prolonged the stay like another 2 weeks. And my dad's love is so great up there, so they kept on kind of adding really cool activities. Football team he owned, the Toronto Argonauts, they had a game they dedicated towards him, so that was really sweet. So yeah, it was a nice 2 weeks up there, and it was actually great being up there all that time. I hadn't been in a while.
For the people who don't know, your father was John Candy. You have a
Yeah.
new film coming out in October. It's called "I Like Me," John Candy. It's a record. It's following his life, right? His whole life from beginning to end. Like, and yourself, you made that.
So the movie was directed by Colin Hanks, and Ryan Reynolds executive produced it. And I was a producer on it as well with my mom and sister. But it, yeah, follows his whole career, and is, as far as I'm concerned, like the most nuanced story of him, in regards to what he grappled with in life, and then also just like a really nice celebration of all the movies he made. So there had been a bunch of other attempts to make documentaries from people, and we were always politely declining. And then some of those movies started getting made without our permission. And so then it was
Mhm.
like, I think we should go ahead and do one. And Ryan Reynolds had already expressed interest in doing one. So we started there, and it's awesome. I'm really excited for you guys to see it. I'll make sure I'll try and get a link over to you guys.
I, I, I'll just ask one more question before Robert pops in about so people have been trying, they've been coming to you to make a film. People start making films. Are you starting to already make a film and then Ryan comes to you, or how did that work? Like, it's interesting.
No, it started this way. Ryan and his production company Maximum Effort reached out to
Hmm.
me about 6 or 7 years ago. And they wanted to do like an internet clip for Ryan's Twitter that was like kind of a celebration of my dad's movies. And it was like a minute, 2 minutes long. And he shared that on social media. And it went viral, like it went really well. And so after that, he came to me and was like, we should do a documentary. And I said I was like not ready to, because I just wasn't ready to take on all of that work. Or it's a balancing act with a person's legacy, and it's your father, and how much of your life do you spend focused on their life, how much do you focus on your life. And so we initially kind of passed, but then as time went on, went back to him and said, let's do it, because I realized a lot of people were passing away, and also these other documentaries were getting underway, and some of them were kind of like bad, in the sense of like one was called Autopsy. It was like very much like a A&E biography type,
Right.
one of those. I don't, not even as level as A&E. It was kind of more like
Ta
other uh
More like tabloid
yeah,
kind of. Yeah.
a
Well,
little
I
bit.
think
It was
I've
more
watched
like,
it. Go into it more because I'm pretty sure I've watched it. So go in. What was bad about it?
well, it just, when you're going to talk about like the things he grappled with and like his struggles and stuff, I think to just like, they were, one of the things the producer told me was like, oh, well, the altitude could have been something that killed him. And it's like, well, yeah, but I would love to really spend the time explaining how he developed the poor habits he had and explain how, I'd rather spend time with the nuance to tell that part of the story, the heavy lifting, as I refer to it in the documentary, as opposed to just like
Mhm.
he ate and drank himself to death, because that wasn't the case for him. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's and teach their own. They're people that just get like these assignments to go make these projects, and yeah.
Yeah, we do work in an industry where you get jobs, and jobs are jobs, right? And then sometimes you forget. Sometimes the jobs are based on actual humans and stuff like that, right? So, yeah, I love it. You since you were a kid, have you always wanted to be in show business? How does that work? Because Robert and myself, we don't come from show business families. Does your family try to push you away from show business, or do they say, yeah, yeah, you should be in it?
I don't know the answer to what my dad would have thought. I was 8 when he passed away, but I know through my
But your
sister, he
mom,
didn't really. Yeah, my mom, I think, was always supportive. I grew up in a really creative family. My mom's a ceramicist, and um, yeah, I knew my dad was this great talent, but I very much wanted to figure out my own thing before I got into anywhere near acting. So I did plays for fun, and I did little sketches for fun when I was a kid, but I really got into music. I played like in punk bands for forever, and I was really trying to make that my main creative kind of effort. And then I came to realize I really just love playing music, and I don't want to try and attach like a career to that. But I was like, well, I'll give acting a shot. And when I professionally went into it, I saw how competitive it was, and I was like, oh
mhm.
man. And then that part of me got fired up, and I got excited to get better, because I was also like, I'm very candid in saying like I was really green in the beginning. I was like 23 when I started, and I thought it would be just like as accepting as like getting in a high school play. I'd be like, oh yeah, I'll
Jeez.
book a commercial really quickly. Like I was so dumb. I was so green. But yeah, it took a long time. But with that being said, I feel like I've really, yeah, I'm not done learning about all that stuff. So I'm in a place where I'm just excited to kind of keep going with it, and I'm fortunate for everything I've gotten.
That's awesome, Robert.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say your earlier point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Robert's sick.
I agree. Well, with your earlier point, what you're saying about is all these people made all these different documentaries and all this stuff, and so you wanted to put your voice out there to make sure that you were contending with at least a perspective of somebody who knew him and knew exactly what he was going through and all that. So with your father, like he such a huge, like, I don't know, like he was, as weird as it is, he was my hero as a kid, and I'm sure you hear it all the time.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like, but he's so bright. That's how I'll say. He's so bright that like people can make a lot of money off just having that name. Like, how long has it been? What year did he pass?
It's been 31 years, coming on 32 years.
So he's still today, like, people, you could make 5 documentaries to compete with your documentary coming out, and all of them would get views on YouTube, you know what I mean? Like, it pay the bills. And so like he was a very special person. So like I'm sure there was people out
Yeah.
there just wanted to get the content out because they were fans, but there's a monetary value attached with that as well, unfortunately. So even if they're wrong, sometimes people just step over that and continue. So it's good that you're putting something out. I think that's awesome. That's, I guess, the long way of, yeah.
Yeah, and I no, I get it. It's cool. It's a very weird position to be in as a family, and like you don't want to make like, we're also all of my mom, sister, and I, we've all been in therapy, and like my dad was in therapy. My kind of belief is he was beginning to turn his life around in his latter years, and kind of grew up in a time where um, he didn't. Well, the technology wasn't there in regards for health, but also like it's just all the things around him kind of pushed him more in a corner in regards to the way he was. And so I think he was beginning to take those steps, because one thing that was really true about him was he was a really curious guy. So if he was dealing with like crippling anxiety, he would be open to listening to someone go like, you should try this or you should do that. And I just believe through that time he would have been able to like untether like, oh, I've smoked way too many cigarettes, or I don't need to drink alcohol or this much alcohol, or like one thing we didn't get to say in the movie, but and you would understand because it's the Husky Boys podcast, but like he was really insecure about eating in front of people um, because of the paparazzi. So he would not eat all day, and then he would wait till he got home in privacy, and he would eat a big meal at night. And it's like, how terrible is that for a metabolism, or just if you have like an irregular kind of eating pattern? It's like, so he was just like doing habit things to that nature. And so those are the things where it's like you want to have a little empathy towards people like that who had such a hard go at it. So
That's how sumo wrestlers eat, actually. Whenever people ask me about nutrition, the easiest
right.
way to explain it to them is like sumo wrestlers will eat one meal a day, end of the day, this gigantic meal. And
Right.
so if you someone could have explained it to him, obviously a little clear.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
he did have a really cool trainer, this guy Calvin Prunster, who played on the Argonauts, and he was really helping him kind of walk down the hill in a great way. But yeah, I miss the guy a lot, and I'm really happy with the movie and how it turned out, and it pulls upon a lot of different influences and voices, and so yeah, I'm excited for you guys to see it.
Yeah.
What about his? Do you watch his films, and are you influenced by his films to do things like?
Absolutely. I think like you look at what SCTV was doing back in the day, and you come to realize like that influenced so many of the things that influenced me. And so there's parts of this movie where you're like, I grew up on like Mr. Show with Bob and David and Conan O'Brien, and it's like this group of people directly influenced that. So they're a part of the history of comedy. And so I make sketch with my friends, and we've written things, and when you go to put stuff up, you can't help but like pull from that, and also like realize how like kooky your family is. My
That's
dad
funny.
was like, we talk about him so like intelligently, but at the end of the day, he dressed up like Divine and like flew around like Peter Pan. Like these are like goofy fucking people, and so
Right.
I think that that's like what is like awesome, and it really does kind of teach me like, yeah, you can't be too precious about something. You got to try things, you got to go for things, and so that within itself is really like awesome in regards to like creative and comedy and all that stuff.
It seemed like he wasn't afraid to embarrass himself in that situation, right? Like that was a freedom for him. And I think it's a lot
Right.
of us are like that. Like that area gives us the freedom to do it there where we might not, when we're around somebody else and not doing that, we might be like a total introvert, right? So
Totally.
was he like,
Yeah.
are you like that?
Am I like an you know what I will say to that is that I think everyone I've been around who is like into comedy, or at least, well, let's talk about comedy like to that point. I think they have a bunch of different sides to them. Um, but they take it seriously. I remember I wrote a sketch with my friend called Love Language, and it was about like farting on a first date. It was like the cringiest thing I could have written, but the premise is basically like couple on their first couple dates. The guy's eating kind of like food that is just blowing up his gut, and he's just finding clever ways to like fart without his partner anywhere near him. And it was one of the cringiest things I ever could write, because I always like hated like toilet humor. But of course, it was like the first thing that got like a Vimeo staff pick, and it just it got me a meeting with a major studio. Like it
That's
just
really
did
funny.
really well because it was really funny. And I think in that experience, like the director and I, this is a 3-minute sketch. We spent like 4 hours arguing over what farts we should put in it. It's like so dumb, but you're like, so when you get into
So
those,
great.
but you get into those little, situations, you're like, oh yeah, like I have a point of view about it. And so I think I think all of the people from my dad's world take comedy really seriously. So um, they
Well,
maybe when they're in their downtime, who knows if they're an introvert or not. My dad was not an introvert. My dad was very social and loved being around people. I'm similar to that. I kind of get fueled up by being around people. And so, but yeah, other comedians, they like their quiet time or they really need to turn off. I'm sure that, is a
right,
thing.
right. Right, and I've got a question. I was reading your bio, and you directed a Coldplay song for the Karate Kid movie.
Too, right?
Yeah. I did
Like, explain that
uh
because I want to know how you go from doing a fart video to that.
Wait. It's highbrow, lowbrow is what that is.
I'm not judging the fart video. I'm
Okay.
like, but how do I get there from doing that? Like, I'll do
You make
like
a
when he
good
said,
enough art video. That's the thing. You have to fight with somebody about each little
"Oh,
joke.
go back to bed, you sick motherfucker."
Don't make me laugh, man. I don't want to cough all over my laptop.
No, I'm not judging. I'm just trying to find that bridge for myself. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
well
but tell us how that came along.
the bridge is saying yes to things. That's all it is.
Shit.
And I but believe it or not, actually, a personal trainer that I worked with also was Chris's trainer, just randomly, and he passed away. His name was Matt Cars, passed away to cancer, and I came to know Chris through Matt's passing, and yeah, so we started a workout group that Chris kind of hosted for a long time called Matt Club, and it was a phone call from Chris Martin on my birthday last year where he was like, will you come to Las Vegas and shoot video of me handing balloons out? And I was like, let's do it. And so yeah, I wasn't a director up until that point, but he knew I was a creative and I'd made stuff, and so that's where that all started.
Okay. All right then. All right. That's fair enough. What you're saying is
But
what you just said, be social. So there's my problem right there. I'm not being social.
I suck
well,
at that.
no, I'll give you the little bit more internal part to that story is I initially said I have to pass because I was like, my girlfriend and I had got a hotel room for it was my 40th birthday, and I was like, didn't want she was at work. There was all these variables where I was like, I got to make sure like we can just drop what we're doing and do this rock star thing. And I at the time didn't know what Chris was telling me was to direct a video. It didn't come across that way. I thought it was just, hey man, can you just help me do some social media stuff?
Right.
I was so there's like me being dumb again, but so I said I have to pass, but I'd like to help find someone for you. I get back on the phone with another friend of mine, and he was like, dude, go on the plane with Chris Martin to Vegas. Like, are you crazy? You could push your beach birthday party a day. And at that point, I immediately called him back, and then that's where it started. But after handing that video in, it actually turned into 4 videos that I did for them.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
one of them was the most insane, and that was right after All My Love, the lyric video came out. They were like, we had a director fall through for this video they want to do for a B song called The Karate Kid. And will you come down to Melbourne, Australia to film Ralph Macchio? And so, it just turned into
That's
like 4 months of work, but that was the best.
how did your girlfriend take it?
She actually she ended up being a creative director on all 4 of them. She did the videos back in the day and she just got to go right into it. So we ended up working on them all together, and that was a treat. It was super easy, because that is kind of the tough
That's
part where you have to
funny.
like stop and leave your life.
That's right there. That is show business. That you have
Is
plans to do something, and it takes a 180, and you're going the opposite way. But yeah. I love it. Did you end up having the beach birthday party? Because your buddy was like really on you about having a beach birthday. I'm like, it sounds kind of fun.
it was awesome. Yeah, we did.
Which beach?
It was Santa Monica Beach, right by Chautauqua there, like right actually at the basin of all the fire stuff now. Like I haven't been back since, but yeah, it was right there. It was actually the last time I went to that beach before everything went down. But yeah, local
Write that
zone.
down, people. Chris Candy started the fires down there. Him and his birthday party got out of control.
It was my smoldering birthday party.
Yeah,
You caught me off guard there.
Those wicked shoulders, people just started the birthday party down there. A bunch of fires. Yeah, too many 40 candles on a cake. That's what started that fire. Oh, I love it. Do you which so I have a couple friends like you. They get to do everything, and I'm always a little jealous. But what do you enjoy doing the most? What tickles your brain the most? Directing, acting, writing, music. What really tickles you?
Well, I also have to say it's just like whatever comes my way. Like I don't have like offers on the table every day to direct the next, Coldplay video. It's this kind of
Yeah,
like
but
roulette
you
wheel.
got you.
It's
But I'm not being a dick about it, Chris. Don't take it like that. I'm just like some of my you're like some of my friends. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you serious?
well,
So, but
yeah, and I didn't, yeah, how Canadian of us. I didn't mean to come off like that. I love acting. I mean, I love acting and I love playing music. If I could make a living as a professional in a punk band, I'd love it. That would be my dream job, but that's just not how the cards lie. I think that I love acting, and at the end of the day, the through line for all of it is like collaboration. And so being able to collaborate and create things. And to be honest with you, that's like the reality of why I didn't get into entertainment earlier or anything. Cause it's like, I still kind of wonder, it's like, well, why are you doing all this stuff or attempting to do any of this stuff? And so I always want to make sure I'm honest with myself about at least that. So you're not like full of shit with yourself. Does that make sense?
hmm hmm
I feel like
Yeah,
I
you
like
figure that out for yourself, like because obviously your growing up was very unique. So you feeling like you want to be honest with yourself, you want to actually see what's going on inside, and then you're even able to vocalize it like that. Like, is that because you mentioned yourself, you got your dad saw therapy and you see therapy or whatever. So is that how you did that, or did you figure that out for yourself?
No, totally through therapy. Like if you work with anybody who's kind of challenging you, but it doesn't need to be a therapist. It could be someone who's just honest with you. I think like if they're just like, what's up, I think you'll get to the core of something. And um,
Because you seem like
I,
very in control of expressing how you want something to come across, but like we know you as a comedy lover, a comedian who can be silly, like you were saying before too. So it's
yeah,
it's I'm just saying it's noticeable. So
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's just, yeah, I agree. That's where it comes from though. Yeah, you kind of just like work on yourself. And I think like some people find it through their work too, like they're trying to get like more of an honest thing. And I don't know, I'm a big like believer in just like educating and like taking classes if you can. And I just, because the only reason I can say it, Robert, too, is like maybe so honestly is like I've just like I've belly flopped so many times where I'm like, oh yeah, this is how I'm gonna do it, or this is like I've got it all figured out, and like constantly like life kind of like hits you in the face, and you're just like, nope, you don't got it, and like
hmm
um, I think that for everyone, a lot of people are always like, oh, you should do stand up, and I'm like, fuck no, like I don't. Stand up's for a certain type of person, I could tell off of a stand up like that is like club. Like you have to really want it. And I feel like that world, they can see through really easily, like when someone's just there to try and like get something out of it. And some people float to the top and some people don't, but like I just feel like when you're going into like the entertainment world, you kind of have to know where your like floor is and where your ceiling is. And I've been like upside down so many times. And so that's why I think I'm able to talk about it so like surgically, maybe. I don't know. I could
Yeah,
also
you
just
can
like,
tell. you can tell like you're really good at getting to your point and saying those things. I question, is it because your dad was kind of a generation's dad? Like I like he was, or our uncle. Like I don't like, you know what I mean? Like you had to share him with us, right? There's
Oh,
this whole, I'd say, I don't know. I think it's probably even bigger than a 20-year span of people that, you know, we feel he's ours, but he's yours, right?
yeah, but that's
And you have,
okay. I think like I
no,
think that
but I'm
it's
just saying
good.
this, being able to discuss things the way you do, you've had to deal
Oh,
with that. Does that make it easier for you to be able to, like, you know, I don't
I
know if you
think
know.
so. I
Well,
think
because
there's
he's been
no.
doing it. I am assuming you're saying because your dad, you've been having the conversation your whole freaking life, is what he's saying, right? Like you didn't you start talking about this shit when you were 4, 5?
Eight,
Like,
nine.
and
Yeah.
yeah. So it was your father passed when you're 8. So at this point,
Yeah.
there's really like nothing we could throw at you that hasn't been thrown at you 500 million times. Um,
Yeah, you're not wrong, but like I think like maybe it's just that like the acceptance of it, and like I'm totally like I'm honored, and it's like not like he was like some like warlord or something. So it's like, um he was a
Oh,
funny
that's why we
comedian,
brought you
and
here today. Your dad was selling guns.
we've got new information.
yeah.
Just to let you know
Oh
how
shit.
SCTV was made. Your dad sold guns to the conference for
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Sorry.
but yeah, but yeah, damn it, I fucking knew it. I knew that there would be something under one rock, and it
Yeah.
was be on the Husky Boys podcast. They'll be speaking about it
We've done
for
a deep
generations.
dive in Venezuela, and we found out.
Yeah, oh God, I have to go, guys. I'm sorry, I can't finish this.
That would be great if a Canadian actor would turned out to be a great warlord. That'd be fucking. The blue hats turned out to be the bad ones. Uh, 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 it is fascinating to me that how well you talk about finding your place, and you know you're comfortable with yourself. I don't know, like you come across that way. To me, I'm just like, I don't know, how is he so comfortable with himself? Like I'm not comfortable with myself, and my dad was just a mechanic, you know, like so like you know, nobody ever brings up how
Yeah,
great of a mechanic he was.
well, yeah. I mean, yeah, I think you just get to a place where you do start like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you work on yourself in therapy, do things in life that challenge you. I don't know. It's like, yeah, you just, I am a believer of like always kind of checking yourself and making sure that what you're doing is right and stuff. And so, um, that's like, yeah, that's, I think, a good way to do it. But I don't know. It's this my way.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, what do you have now? I mean, you're doing the tour now with the doc. You've got a bunch of stuff. I can't wait to see it. Like, I could nerd out pretty hard right now, and make you really uncomfortable. But
no,
we'll
please, please
fast forward.
do. Well, it's funny, Robert. One of the movies that this is indirectly related to you, but I've seen some of your stuff, and like you're a big guy, and I remember I watched the Andre the Giant documentary. I don't know if you ever saw that,
Of
but
course.
when they talked about how uncomfortable it was for him to be on an airplane going to Japan, it made me think of my dad and how uncomfortable it was, because he was still at the end of the day, like, we could be like, I could be 190 pounds and I'm still like a big guy. I'm like 240 now, but like, he was heavy. My father was over 300 pounds for majority of his life. And um, it's like, it's like, man, that's a crazy life to be carrying with, it's like, and so I think that he felt that for himself. And so, yeah, I wanted to
There's
kind of
also
get some of
levels
that.
of that. Like it's like
Yeah.
Andre couldn't. can't be compared to really anybody
Yeah, you're right.
talking about, except for like, you know, some basketball players now, but they're able to move and stuff. Andre was stiff, but Andre was like another foot or so taller than me and
Yeah.
200 pounds more at the end.
Yeah.
I at my biggest, I was about, you know, 160 pounds bigger than your dad. So like,
Yeah.
it's Andre's stories are legendary for his flights and all
Yeah.
that stuff too, and stuff. But your dad is like to big guys who was like aspire. Like I was an acting dork as a kid. I did plays and I wrote little stories and made.
Oh,
We
so
didn't
cool.
we didn't have electricity for a long time, but like I had a little camcorder, like with the tape you'd put in. And so I wrote like a couple little horror movies and made my sisters act in it and all this stuff. And I literally would do it like I was comfortable in it. It was like your dad was the man, and he was the orange whip, but he also would put on a dress. Like so like
Yeah.
one of them, I remember in my head thinking it was okay and cool to put on a dress for one of my movies because of your dad, you know? So like
Oh,
big guys look up to other big guys, and your dad was like, you know, one of the biggest, brightest stars. So but I didn't even want to talk about that. You made me talk about that. What I was saying
sorry.
is we fast forward the weirding you out dorky stuff. But I could go way further too, but we'll fast forward that. And I wanted to ask you, so you're doing the tour with everything. You've got this, and hopefully that feels like it's putting like your voice out there, like you were saying, with all the other people telling your family story. At least your family gets to do it. And what is now like the goal? What do you want to do for yourself? Like, what is it? Are you just waiting to see what comes up, like you were saying earlier, or are you trying to put something else together? Is it mostly acting that you want to do, or?
Yeah, I have like there's a couple projects I'm like writing right now, and then I kind of continue in the power of like continuing to say yes. Like I strategically almost like agreed to do like a play like right after this. So I'm gonna do a play in LA for one night in November at the Elysian Theater, which is like a kind of small little like indie theater over here. But a friend of mine, Max, wrote it, and my friend Anna Visitor, she's in it with me. She was on Star Trek actually, so we get to work on this like one little play together. And so I'm gonna work on that, and then writing a show right now with some friends, and then that's kind of it at the moment. It's like it is a drop off for sure, but yeah, it's just getting back into the rhythm of all the creative stuff I do, and then I also on the side help out in the skateboard world. That's a whole other conversation, but so I have stuff to keep my mind busy.
Hold on,
So
don't move along from that. I help out in the skateboard world.
yeah,
Tell us more.
I grew up in
there is
Santa
a
Cruz, so I want to hear about it.
Oh, right on. There's a skate shop in Santa Monica called Rip City Skates. It was my first job when I was a kid, and I still help out. Basically, the two owners, one of them is retired and the other one's in his 80s. So me and like three other dudes kind of keep this store alive. I did make a short documentary on the store called Kind of Crazy. But it, I think, is like the US's oldest continuously operated skate shops. You should totally, any of you guys, I'll try and get you guys some gear for sure. But yeah, it's just a historic shop. So I spend a lot of time there, like doing like building skateboards or making t-shirts, and yeah, so that
That's
also is
No
like
way.
a fun little place. Yeah,
He's
it's
like
dope.
shape them, or you just put the grip tape on?
Just yeah, just grip tape, trucks, bearings, wheels, the whole nine yards. It's a cool store though. It got inducted into the Skateboard Hall of Fame like 2 years ago, and yeah, I'm gonna keep that store cooking alongside all like the entertainment, jazz and stuff. So
Would you
and
ever would you ever purchase it, the store?
yeah,
If something
definitely. Like if I had the opportunity, I mean, it looks like it's getting to be that way, and so I'll put it this way, I'll be taking it on for sure, in whatever capacity. So,
nice.
um,
Coming when
and then
I
I
come to
do.
LA, I'm gonna come check out the shop. I'm stoked.
Oh, dude, you have to. Robert Trujillo from Metallica always wears Rip City hats. Like he's always got a Rip City hat, and the bass player of that band. So yeah, it's like very it's like within like the mainstream world in a cool way. But yeah, please come in for sure. And then I have a band. I do still have a band called Bull Shannons that I sing and play bass in, and we just get together and play when we can. But we have a record coming out in November called Stamina. So that'll be like a fun little thing. And that's kind of, yeah, like those are the things, and then we just see what else keeps coming, you know.
Can people find you on Spotify or iTunes or any of that stuff? The Bull Shannons?
Yeah. Bull Shannon is on all that stuff, and
I'm
then
gonna
the new
check
one
it
will
out.
come
I'm
out.
gonna make fun of you if it sucks.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead. But no,
He's
it's
such
cool.
a dick when he's sick.
Yeah, dude.
Such a dick when he's sick. He's never said anything to a guest like that. Get sick.
No, dude,
I'm
I
gonna make fun of you.
Come on, man.
I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna pick you up. I'm gonna
You
say,
gotta make fun of me, dude. It's a joke. You do know, even if it's
I can
terrible, I
handle
will
it.
say it's good.
Oh man. But yeah, like, are you still in Santa Cruz? Well, Ian, you live down south. Are you in California, Robert? Or
I'm not. No, I'm in Idaho now. I was born in Santa Cruz County. If you know the
right
area,
on.
I'm from Watsonville, but I
Yeah,
lived
for sure.
worked in Santa Cruz a lot. I used to work. If you've been there, if you know Santa Cruz, I used to work over at the Catalyst. So.
Oh, dude, no shit. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. I had worked with a handful of bands that played there and stuff. So yeah, I've been to the
It's so
Catalyst.
fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah, dude.
I love it.
Wow.
My buddy still runs security there. I went there 2023 or something like that, and he was still running security from I worked there. I stopped working there in like 13, something like that. I worked there with really young, and then all the way up like back and forth when I was going back from college and all that.
Oh my God, that's so cool. Yeah, I totally know the Catalyst. Yeah. Tons of
Look at that.
music
You make
buddies over
fun
there.
of them, you call them out, and then all of a sudden you guys are buddies because of
I
something.
said I would make fun of him.
Nope, it's too late, Robert. You just said to him, I'm gonna make fun of your band. I'm gonna make fun of your band.
So is the basic, like, you have to be like a Husky boy to get on the Husky Boys pod? Is that the?
Well, we've never had a woman.
Oh, that's what we need to do.
I felt honored.
We're just
quite
not going to
frankly,
go
so
insult. Yeah, well, no, we're the Husky boys. We are Husky.
I consider myself. I'm Husky too, so you know, I
would say you probably got to be, over 200 pounds, or if you're under 200 pounds, you got to be about 5'7". So you know what I mean. So
you got to be 199, 5'5".
Yeah. That's you got to have some girth on you. If you don't have some girth on you, so
good. All right, I like it.
Were you a Husky kid?
Fuck yeah, dude! Like my whole life, man. Oh yeah.
Well.
Oh yeah.
In the Husky section, right?
Oh God, it's so embarrassing. But then you just own it. You just love it.
I remember being stoked on finding a pair of dark green corduroys in the Husky section at a secondhand store. And I was like, because I was wearing Airwalks, or like I couldn't fit in Vans. My feet were too wide. But like corduroys and Airwalks was my
God. That sounds like an incident waiting to happen. A Husky boy in corduroys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Start a fire.
Yeah. 1, 2, boom. Yeah.
Yeah. They just blow off you because they fall apart because you just get those cords all going. But love it. Yeah. It's just we Robert and I met online because of I sent him a message after I watched him on Righteous Gemstones. He was on season 3, right? And he made me laugh, and I love when somebody looks like something and they're completely different. And I sent him a message, and he goes, "Me and you were doing a podcast." After he said this, "Are you trying to fuck me?"
So you were great on that show. I totally forgot. That was like the whole Oh, you were a member of the family, right? You were, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I totally
it
remember
was
that. No, that was.
awesome. It was fun. It was fun.
I
It
have
was
I have a few other
Yeah.
friends
So
on that show. That show's genius. Oh my God.
yeah, I was gonna say you probably know Lucas, right?
I actually know Tony Cavallero,
Nice.
and Tim Baltz. Yeah, those two guys.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, Tony and I worked on a commercial together, and then Tim I met out here in LA. But yeah, they're super funny guys. So
Yeah,
yeah.
dude, they kill it on that show. It's like when you're there, you have to like you read it on the paper and then you see them do it, and you're like, "What the like? I gotta, you gotta
Yeah.
really like level up, you know? It's
Oh
crazy."
yeah. I can imagine. Yeah, that crew for sure. Yeah, that's kind of it. Like they tell you take it seriously because then like when you see it after the fact, you're like, that shit's funny as hell.
Yeah, yeah, and especially
yeah,
like
it's
Danny's that style. They're very serious about it. It's very,
Yeah.
very serious, and it comes out looking great. You know, like
they're
it's
very serious about their comedy. That every like you said, every
Do you
comedian is
ever
very
notice?
serious
Do you
about their
ever?
comedy.
I want to do a sketch. Like I'm trying to film it, but it's like about a bunch of comedians watching another comedian's like work. Because if you ever watch like a
Hmm.
group of like really serious comedians, when they watch like a comedy, they like go like this when they laugh. They're like,
Yeah,
like they
that's
can't
funny.
like allow them. They don't really ever allow themselves to be like,
Yeah,
they're like, like it's like they're
it's an
almost like,
involuntary spasm there.
yeah, like.
but that noise is that noise is nothing but jealousy.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Should have been me. Shut up. we
Oh
don't
my
we
God.
don't we don't laugh. We're like, fuck, that should have been mine. Should have done
I know. It's so bad. Uh,
it. I do have a question about the Canadian, going back to the film and the
sure.
Canadian press and how they treated you. Were you happy with the way they treated you? Were they good to you? Like, were they trying to dig more than they should have been? How were they?
They were great. I will say like I did like a handful of I did pretty much everybody up there and no one dug too much. And I will say and like I can't wait for you guys to see the movie because we actually do talk about this in the movie. The way that they did kind of interview him in certain at certain times, you'd be kind of surprised to see. But um, and that was just the way media was. But this go around, they were really nice, and I think um, yeah, I really mean it too. Like people will watch it and they maybe the movie they will. How do I want to put this? Um, I think a lot of people really enjoy this movie, and it really does a decent job of like explaining and to everyone's point of like we really tried to like even though we are biased going into it, we were just producers on it. Like there were other people who were really driving this thing to make sure it cooked, and we didn't get in the way of any of the more difficult stuff. It was just I kind of wanted to just help with like explaining it, like how do you get from like a really traumatic experience as a kid to like why are you smoking so many like cigarettes every day, or why are you like
Good timing. Good
I
time
didn't
against
say
Robert's pushing a bunch of smoke out of his mouth. Why are you breathing that in, Robert?
well it's everyone is built so differently, so it's just like but
Yeah,
my family definitely has the family history that doesn't support it. So I'm never really a judgmental guy with that stuff. But for my dad, it was like, what leads a person to be that way? And but yeah, but the press was great. I really didn't have any issue with it. But it is funny. there you do realize when you do it, like there are so many different types of people who are looking to get media or content and do their thing. And I remember she was a really nice lady. She interviewed me for the Adulthood, the film that I was in, and it was like on the
hmm
red carpet, and she had no idea what the name of the movie was or no
that's
idea who
really
I
funny.
was. And it was like you could just see she was like fatigued by like the TIFF Film Festival, and she was just like, "Hello, what is your name? And what is the name of your movie? So what was your experience preparing for the role?"
That's
I'm
really
really
funny.
have a great evening. You know, I was like, oh man, yeah, there's so many different.
You know, I went to the Melbourne Comedy Festival a couple years ago, and it's kind of like it's huge, it's massive, this massive thing but they don't have enough press to cover it. So they have like the guy that does lawn and garden. He'll now be reviewing shows. You know what I mean? So your show will get reviewed by lawn and garden. You're like 2 stars. Fuck you. You know what I mean?
It
So
reminded me of the Martin Short character Jiminy Glick, and like how that must have been such like a that character was such a weapon, like against every bad interview that guy has had to sit through. He was just like, okay, here it is, all in one little chubby character. I mean, that's who
so
you
good.
guys got to get on the Husky Boys. Got to get Jiminy Glick on the Husky Boys.
Oh,
And Jimmy Glick on the Husky Boys would be a. I don't know if we'd get anything done, to be honest with you. I'd probably cry so much. So I love it.
that's our white whale.
That would be my white whale too, man. Wow. But
I love it.
yeah.
Well, uh, we don't want to take too much of your time up. I know. You know, we've talked a lot to you. You got everything coming up. The movie comes out on Prime.
Yeah, it comes out on Amazon Prime on October 10th. And then there will be a small little tour of screenings going on starting mid-September. So
Nice.
yeah, there's still
Is there one
tickets
in LA?
available for that. There is, yeah. Yeah, I'd love to have you.
When is it in LA?
October 2nd.
I'll be
Come
in
around,
LA
man.
October 2nd.
We should go to
Okay,
that.
I think we're you know what's happening? It's saying yes is happening. That's what's
You're
happening
saying
right
I
now.
need to go buy some more fancy underwear.
Will there be a question and answer afterwards?
There
For
is,
us,
yeah,
of
yeah.
course.
For
Yeah.
you
I didn't
guys,
know,
yeah.
but I
Well,
didn't
no,
know.
we're
I didn't
bringing
know
you
if it
guys
was
up
just
on
like
stage.
for us. Yeah. How do you
It's
feel about the
presented
Husky
by
Boys?
It's presented by Clearly Canadian, so you guys will get a
No
little
way.
bottle of like yeah, Clearly Canadian highly concentrated blackberry juice, and it'll be
It's so
great.
Sick.
strong.
Sick.
It's so
I love
potent.
it.
I love it.
Yeah. It
Um,
was. It was
but yeah, that's what's happening with all of that stuff. And then yeah, it comes out on Amazon Prime on October 10th.
Sweet.
I want to be that little old lady that asks you questions. What's your name? Who are you?
Good
Chris,
Jiminy Glick style.
Chris
Yeah.
Candy.
What do you really want?
Really? Yeah.
Really feel that way?
What is it about comedy, Ian Bagg? What makes you tick?
Yeah. You said
I
Ian
love
back perfectly. Perfectly.
I love it. My favorite thing that I've heard about Martin Short, Steve Martin, and Tom Hanks get together to do the night before they do their colonoscopies and just hang out and drink that stuff together. I don't know if that's real or a lie, but it's the funniest thing I've ever. If it's true, it's fantastic. If it's not true, it's the best lie ever of all time.
Yeah, that's like a perfect. That's so true. Yeah, I
Yeah,
really hope that is real. Like, well, we're all going in together.
yeah. Come on, guys, let's fucking do this. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
Would love to have you on again. If you ever need to promote anything, we'd love to have you on. You know, just make sure you contact us. Just don't show up. Just show up in the
No,
middle
I
of
really
somebody else's
appreciate
interview.
being asked. Yeah, thank you guys. A fan of both of you guys. So this is a treat.
We're a big fan of yours. Thanks for coming on, buddy. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Well, that was fantastic. I feel like you made a new friend, and I lost one.
That's how I feel after most of the shows when I bring someone on. Because I never would expect it to like go off like that. And I was like, huh, yeah. I'm the third wheel in my own conversation.
Oh my God, you're so sick and such a pussy today.
I told you.
Even your emotion.
No! I'm the wicked witch. I'm melting.
Oh my God. It's so weird. You're so sick. You turned it. Yeah, all of a sudden you have a vagina.
I am made out of it, obviously, bro.
Oh my God, so sensitive. The toughest man in the world.
A little
American
booger in my
pussy.
throat. put a little booger in my throat, and I become a
Uh,
pussy. I am.
I love it. That was fun. I hope he invited us to come to one of the premieres in LA, and hopefully we're around and can do that. I think you were going to be for sure, but I might be out of town. Yeah, lots of fun. Have a great week, Robert. Feel better.
You too, buddy. You enjoy Austin and the warmth and all your mom stuff.
Whatever. Have a good cry.
Whatever. I'm gonna go. I gotta do something.